Hi, Steve Jones here. I want to talk to you about the war on talent, becoming an employer choice, all the things that we need now as we've moved on from the pandemic, and we find that it's really hard to attract and keep talent, it's really hard to grow, and we've got the great resignation going on as well. So we're losing key talented individuals at the top of their careers because they simply don't want to commute anymore, they simply don't want to do the 9 to 5. And remember, people don't quit their jobs, they quit their bosses. So all of this is going on for companies that are trying to grow and attract talent. So I've written a book really to help you understand the 8 key things you need to do to become an employer choice and the mistakes you can be making. And you can download it below. But more importantly for me right now today is to sort of run through that quickly with you. Get a sense of whether you're the sort of person that might want to come on my online course and learn to develop these skills within your organisation. The first thing really is you need a clear vision. You need to have a vision about where the organisation is going, that people buy into. So it involves your story. You know, SMEs have fantastic stories. They simply are not telling them. They simply do not, as they grow, they forget. They forget to tell the story. The staff that come in, the new staff don't know it, the old staff do. And people love a story. That separates you out from the crowd. It's the reason why people join your organisation a lot of the time, because they've heard about your great story, about what you're trying to achieve. And if you don't do that, you're just a Me Too company. So you need a clear story, you need a clear vision. The next thing you need to be thinking about is actually, do I communicate that? Do we communicate that as an organisation? Do our customers know it? Do our staff know it? Is it part of our onboarding? Do we really get that story and that vision clear? Because people want to join an organisation with a clear story, with a vision, and customers want to work with an organisation that's different as well. Next thing you need to think about is your managers. Are your managers managing when they've got time, or are they truly managing and seeing it as part of their role? What happens with management is we get promoted into roles, into leadership roles and management roles without the skill sets, and then we sink or swim based on past experience. And how that shows up in a business, you get inconsistent leadership and inconsistent management. Therefore, across the business, you're not getting the productivity you should. And those managers should also know how to engage staff, motivate staff on a day-to-day basis, get them involved, increase their productivity, get them to buy into them. The next thing I see is organisations tend to cascade messages. They don't have a listening culture. So Richard Branson would tell you, he employs people so they can tell him what to do. He surrounds himself with great people. If you're going to surround yourself with great people and employ great talent, you need to start listening. They're at the coalface, they know the issues, they can help you resolve it. So listening culture is really key. Do you have a listening culture, or do you just cascade messages and expect people to perform? Make sure you develop this listening culture. It's so vital to the growth of an organisation. The next thing is, does the organisation have a set of values? Most organisations, yes, they do. But do they live and breathe those values? Very rarely do I see people being rewarded for living those values, or their consequences and rewards for those values. We need to bring those values to life. We need to live and breathe them. And if people aren't doing it, they need to be called on it. So these are just some of the things I talk about in my download book that you can read. I'd love to have a chat one-to-one with you and see whether my course is suitable for you and whether you'd like to come on the journey with me. If that's the case, please get in touch.